everyone, myself Sowmya, Assistant Professor in CSE AIML Department, MLR Institute of Technology. In this video, we are going to discuss about applications of blockchain. Coming to the overview of this presentation covers what are the different applications of blockchain. So, the different applications of blockchains are discussed here. Blockchain in banking and finance, blockchain in education, blockchain in energy sector, blockchain in healthcare, blockchain in supply chain, and blockchain and IoT combination. So, we'll see one by one application of these categories. So, first category is blockchain in banking and finance. So, how blockchain is used in banking and finance sector. So, we know blockchain is nothing but it is a decentralized distributed ledger. So, each and every node will maintain a copy of the ledger so that the data is secure as well as we can overcome the single point of failure. So, basically, it will be useful in the banking sector. So, generally consider these are like bank servers. So only one server will be maintained if we take the traditional server system. Why? Because it's a centralized. So all these will be connected to the 4 different branches of the bank will be connected to a single server. For example, if the server failed, then these 4 branches will stop working. But instead of that, if I apply the blockchain mechanism here, what happens? So each and every branch will maintain a separate copy so that even if one copy is lost, then they can get they can regain the information from other branches. So that this is a very useful system in the banking and finance sector. So coming to the individual applications or individual usages in the banking and finance sector, improved customer experience. So if we want to open an account, we should go to the bank, we should fill some applications. Like the paperwork is more and it's a lengthy process. But here we can overcome all those things. We don't need an intermediary person here to open account for blockchain. So improved customer experience when compared to the traditional banking system and lower cost of business. Here we don't need an infrastructure here. So if we are going with the existing banking and finance mechanism, we need an infrastructure to open a bank, all those things. But here it's all online system. We don't need a physical infrastructure. And know your customer. So KYC process is also very lengthy and it is, it consumes more paperwork in the traditional banking system. Whereas in blockchain system, it is very simple. In fraction of seconds, we can do this process. And cross-border payments. Even in online banking, we can't directly transfer the amount to some other accounts which are there in US or UK. In some other countries, the cross-border payment is very difficult in the traditional banking system. Whereas this blockchain will, the blockchain mechanism, blockchain cryptocurrency is common to all the countries. So we can easily transfer from one country to other country also. The cross-border payments is very simple in blockchain system. And trade finance for small for small loans, all those things, we can easily process all these things in the blockchain when compared to the traditional banking system. If I want to take a small loan, we have a lengthy process or so many papers we have to submit regarding the proofs. So those things you can remove here. We can overcome those things here using blockchain. We can simply upload all these documents in the blockchain network so that using smart contracts, it will be auto-verified. And if it is really valid, then the loan will be sanctioned immediately. And insurance, the same thing. Existing insurance mechanism is taking more of paperwork, but here in blockchain we can remove all those things. So the main usage, the common point in all these is that there's no intermediary person here. So it's a person to blockchain network. So directly we can do anything, whatever you want, whether you want to transfer the fund, whether you want to sanction the loan, whatever it may be. So everything can be done in the online itself. Using blockchain network. So next is blockchain in education. So how the blockchain can be used in education system. So transparency and trust. So here you're maintaining a blockchain network or a blockchain website where the data is transparent. We know blockchain network is a transparent system. The data will be visible to everyone. Of course, we can't modify the data, but we can see the data. So here the information related to the college, whether it may be documents about the approval, the number of seats available, number of branches available, the student information, faculty information, everything will be available, and that can be seen by all the student, all the faculty, and all the persons. I mean, if the parents wants to check, they can simply open this portal. They can check all the information in the portal itself. Why? Because it is transparency and trust. I mean, everything is transparent here. Whatever the information related to that educational institute will be placed here. Identity and student records. So everything we can maintain in the website itself. Like the student identity information or student record information, everything you can maintain in the database itself, blockchain database. Student financing. So now the student wants to take some educational loan. They are depending on the external banks. They should submit some proofs here and there. So the bank document they should submit in the college, as well as the college document they should submit in the bank. So there's no direct connection with bank and college here or an educational institute. But here in the blockchain network itself is providing the student financing. So directly, if we are eligible for that financing, we can apply the documents. The documents will be verified. After that verification, automatically the fund will be transferred to the college account. So verification of academic credentials. So nowadays, many of the people or many of the students, they are creating fake educational documents. So that can be overcome here. So the academic credentials or the academic certificates will be verified in the blockchain network itself. If you are issuing the final certificates through the blockchain network, so some code will be assigned for that. Some a hash code will be assigned to each and every document. So using that code, anyone like the placement officer or the company people, whoever wants to verify these documents, they can simply verify just by using the hash code. So that can be used, that can be done using the blockchain network here. And new pedagogy. If you want to implement anything like the online teaching, online lectures, online videos, online material, everything, whatever you want to share, just like LMS, you can use this blockchain network also. So these are the different uses which we are using blockchain in education. And next is blockchain in energy. So traditionally we are using the energy system where we are using the electricity. For that we are paying some amount. So here by using blockchain in energy sector, we can avail these features, P2P trading. So generally, some people, they are producing the electricity by themselves using solar panels or different methodologies. So in the P2P trading technique, so I have a big house so that I can produce more solar energy. I mean, like, which I'm using for my home. At the same time, I have lots of energy, right, which I can't use for my system, for my house. Then what I can do, I can sell this electricity to some other house or some other people. So this can be done using the blockchain network, so that you're calling as P2P trading. And smart grids. So nowadays we are also using some smart meters for this electricity. So those all the things we can do using blockchain network. Blockchain in healthcare. So we can maintain health record management. So traditionally also we are maintaining the patient data. I mean, like the patient related diseases, everything. For every patient there will be given some ID. If we are using the ID for the next time, so our history, the complete history will be given here. But here in the traditional system, as it is a centralized network, I mean, like the hospital itself is maintaining a network. Even the hospital is having multiple branches here, they can't share that data. So this data will be limited to that hospital. It is not sharing this data to other branch or something like that. So here we can overcome that problem here. Even with the loss of data also, it is very useful if we use the blockchain network. If this hospital is losing this data, as it is a centralized server, the complete data will be lost at all the hospitals. Sometimes here they are updating some data which may not be reflected to other database in other branches, but it's not like in blockchain. So all are using a single ledger. So whenever you update this ledger, the remaining ledger will also be updated automatically. So, and here we can't edit that, or we can't modify the patient document here. So if we are going with the traditional thing, the hospital management or any intermediary person, they have the rights or they have the authority to modify the document. So if the patient is having only one disease, they can also modify it as their patient is having some 10 diseases like that. But here it is tamper proof. In blockchain you can't modify. Once if you have added the data, that you can't modify further. Claims and billing system, all these things. For example, if I am getting any insurance or medical insurance from so and so agency, I don't need to submit any documents here. Simply if I fill all those details simply if I submit all those documents in the portal itself, blockchain portal itself, that will be verified and the amount will be transferred automatically from the medical insurance company to the hospital. But the current process, we are sitting in front of like the medical, the billing system people in the hospital for hours and hours. We're waiting for the medical insurance people to approve that. But here in the blockchain system, simply we are uploading all those documents or the details in the website itself. Automatically the hospital people will be contacting the medical insurance people. So that can be done automatically in the online itself. If it is really valid, the smart contracts we are writing with the blockchain will verify all these documents automatically. If it is verified, if it is okay, then automatically the funds will be released from medical insurance to hospital. So the claims and billing system will also be very useful, very simple in blockchain system. Patient and provider identity management. So all these things, patient details or provider details, whatever it may be, that can be easily updated and modified in blockchain network. And next is blockchain and supply chain. So we have, these are the different uses, like when we use blockchain in the supply chain system. So provenance tracking. So at any stage of the good, for example, supply chain in the sense it may be any type of good. For example, I'm taking a medicine here. So from where it is starting, through which points it is traveling, and when at what time it is reaching the destination. Under which medical, under which conditions it is traveling. Some medicines they should, they should be keep in cool areas, or the temperature should be less than 10 degrees, like that. So each and everything can be monitored by the user. So the provenance tracking is very easy in the blockchain system. And supply chain financing, the same thing which we discussed in the finance. For small companies, the finance will be provided easily using this blockchain network. If I want to get some loan for my a small business, I can upload the documents easily in the network. If the documents are really valid, automatically the funds will be released. Supply chain traceability, the same thing. Each and everything you can trace easily. At what time the product is delivered, under which condition the product is prepared. Each and every specification we can easily get using this blockchain in the supply chain. And blockchain and IoT. So traditionally we are using IoT, we are using so many sensors, but the only problem with the IoT is the security. So if I combine this blockchain with the IoT, it will be like more secure. Of course, with IoT already we have so many automatic features. For that, if you add the blockchain, it will be more useful. The only problem with the IoT is the security, but here you can overcome that security problem using the blockchain. So the main usage of blockchain and IoT combination is build the trust. So that trust was missing only using the IoT. So if you are using only IoT, then there is a problem with the security or the trust, but that you can overcome using the blockchain network. And reduce cost. Of course, here we don't need any intermediary person. Just simply by using the network, you're operating all the things in the blockchain network. So the cost will be reduced here. So that is about the applications of blockchain in different domains. So in this video, we discussed about the applications of blockchain, like the blockchain in banking and finance, education, energy sector, healthcare, supply chain, and blockchain in IoT.